Well, so that was interesting. OBS crashed and then it stopped the stream, so that didn't go quite the way I expected. So we're going to give people a few minutes to come back, because when I tried to change to the chapter 26, it made the media player crash, and then it made OBS crash, and then the stream stopped, which was not what I really wanted. I don't think anyone else wanted that either. But here we go. So I've set this up as a new stream, and I just set it for chapter 26 because obviously they're not going to be combined anymore. I'll go back and edit the other one later. Also, look, Shinhati 8-letter name Mara Jade isn't it S name? That's true. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I don't think we'll get the confirmation or not this week. Oh, we'll have to wait for future appearances, assuming she survives this week. Floopy, remember your theory about that droid and Lothal could have belonged to Corran Horn? Do you think we'll see Corran Horn in the finale? No, that droid was obviously not belonging to Corran Horn, and that's okay. Corran is more likely to appear in future stories, which is probably a good thing because I suspect the New Republic casualties are going to be quite high once Thrawn returns and finds Hera's fleet waiting for him. So it's probably a good thing that Corran Horn is not there. Thanks for making these. Well, thank you for enjoying them. It'd be interesting if Jin does turn out to be Mara, or follows Mara's footsteps. Obviously, she has a very distinctive look. If they'd given her red hair, I think it would have been far too obvious that she was going to be Mara Jade. So they kind of given her pure white hair instead. But of course, she could change that between shows. It could, and what little I know about Skeleton Crew is there's a smuggler character in it, played by Jude Law, so that could potentially be Card's story. But it won't be a direct one-to-one translation, even if they change the characters' names. I think they'll borrow bits and pieces, but it's not going to be exactly the same story, and that's probably a good thing because then I wouldn't need to make this, and I have so much fun making this because then I get to chat to you guys and do all of that. Yeah, I don't think Luke's going to get married, although you never know. How do you feel about a new actor for Luke? Well, they kind of had a new actor for Luke in The Mandalorian and Boba Fett. They did some trickery on his face, but there was another actor there. Shin seems perpetually angry like Wara. Yes, she does. I think the harder one to have a new actor for would be Leia, simply because it's hard with Carrie Fisher no longer being with us. Which is why 3PO showed up rather than having Leia appear herself. And I kind of like that as an approach. Okay, so let's get started on chapter 26. Obviously, since we've been talking about Luke and Leia, this chapter focuses entirely on them. No AI, a brand new face for Luke in total. Shoot, even Leia too. Well, Luke wasn't AI as such. It was a new actor, and then they used CGI effects to make him look like Luke. But I don't believe it's AI powered, because AI for graphics and art is newer than those episodes. But yeah, if they do it well, I don't think it'll be a problem. I think if you'd asked me that 10 years ago, I'd have really struggled with it. But I guess I can see it might be the way to go. But it would also be hard to watch new actors play those characters. Because with Luke, even though they had another actor playing him and they did some CGI on his face, they did have Mark Hamill there as well, and he acted out the scenes, so he was kind of part of it. I prefer using deepfakes to make it look like Luke. Mark Hamill's appearance is Luke, and another similar looking actors wouldn't land the same. Yeah, that's the kind of struggle. Though if you look at the if you go to Star Trek and look at Strange New Worlds, it's set before the original series, but some of the original series characters are in it, and they've chosen actors that play those characters well, but don't necessarily look like the original characters. Although you know exactly who Spock is, and you know who Uhura is. And obviously Captain Pike. Although Captain Pike's original appearance is only one episode, so you can kind of get away with that a bit more than Spock. But I think even though those new actors don't necessarily look like the characters, they play them well. First time they put Luke into Mandalorian, it's really bad CGI and a new actor. It looked kind of bad. Should have deep faked it over CGI. Deep faking and CGIing it is exactly the same thing. CGI doesn't necessarily mean replacing it, putting an object in or a character in that was just an empty space. CGI can just be adjusting something that was filmed on camera. So deep faking and CGI, deep faking is a kind of CGI, but it's really hard to get it right, which is why it didn't look good. Someone on YouTube did it. Yeah, they hired him for Book of Boba Fett. Next time I hope to get the Dagobah drinks. Oh yes, you got the Death Star trench run. That's a good set. I've got it myself. It's behind me. Shamuk is the guy they hired to make it look better in Book of Boba Fett. Yeah. Anyway, let's get started on chapter 26. Because we've been talking about Luke and Mara, and this is just about them and their budding romance. Now that Thrawn has been in 2 episodes, what do you think of his portrayal? He's pretty much how I would do it. I think they overdid the makeup prosthetics. Because Rebels Thrawn has these ridges on the side of his face, and I think they try to emulate that in live action Thrawn, and it makes Lars Mikkelsen's face not look right. Now, if they'd put the ridges on his head, because that's very distinctive, but left the sides of his head as his real head and just painted him blue, that would have looked better. But you know, like what they did with Ahsoka, they've refined her makeup and prosthetics since her first appearance in Mandalorian. So I think they'll do that with Thrawn in future appearances. But his actual performance, I think, was really good. So, Troy, hello, welcome, and Jodiosity, I hope I got that right. Hello, welcome. We're doing director's commentary on chapter 26. I did do 25, but there was some issues when I switched to the second video. Jody, okay, I'll remember that next time. But yeah, there were some issues when I switched over to chapter 26, and it crashed everything. So I had to start a new stream. Anyway, we're going to get started on 26, and here we go. I did love doing this camera over the forest scene. Master Luke, welcome. No, you didn't miss it. You missed the first one, and there were some problems, so I started a new stream for this one. But it's good you're here for this one, given that you're in it a lot. Master Luke is the voice of Luke Skywalker, as you can hear. Can't hear it. Okay. How about now? So the forest behind is a real forest, and I think I mentioned last week the environments are 3D scans of that someone did. Very low. Alright, let me do it a little bit higher. I don't want it to be so loud that you can't hear me. I mean, you can't watch the chapter itself on the channel.
What? There's finally a message? Let's have it. If there's anything he needs to hear, you can play it for him later.
I do like her whole attitude. Sounds good now. Okay, good. This is Matt Finish voicing 3PO.
Of course, to you as well, Mistress Mara. He and Captain Solo
I did have fun doing the hologram effect. Motion capture for 3PO is fun because you kind of have to walk in his robotic kind of way, or in this case just stand there.
Former employee stole valuable merchandise and tried to escape with another employee named Jade in pursuit. He further suggests that since he never specified Jade as being a woman, that perhaps you and Mistress Mara could switch roles when you leave the forest.
Yeah, right.
At any rate, he and Captain Solo are working out a plan.
I do enjoy Elizabeth's performance as Mara in this chapter. Well, in all the chapters really, but this one I enjoy, and the next one, which obviously not the next one, 28.
I thought you were faking.
So the creature I've got for the Vornska has very limited animation options, so making this fight look good was quite an interesting challenge. But I got there in the end.
About time. Now, drop the lightsaber and move back.
I don't believe you. Or didn't you notice that we just saved your life?
I noticed. Thanks. I said thanks already. What do you want?
The fight looks great. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
To know what happened to you.
You happened to me. You destroyed my life.
How?
I was a dancer at Jabba the Hutt's palace the day you came for Solo.
You weren't just a dancer, though. That was only a
This is
couple.
where we find out who Mara Jade really is.
Jedi insight. Keep going. What was I really doing there?
Vader knew I'd go there.
And so
to try
does
to
Luke.
rescue Han. He sent you to capture me.
Vader? Don't make me laugh. Vader was a fool and skated on the edge of treason. My master sent me to Jabba's to kill you, not recruit you.
And your master was the Emperor.
Yes, and you destroyed him.
You're wrong, though. He did try to recruit me.
Only because
I realise I should be talking, but I'm so engrossed in this scene.
Right there in front of him. You think he didn't know Vader had offered to help you overthrow him?
I don't think it was a serious offer.
The Emperor did. He knew, and what he knew, I knew. I was his hand.
Yeah,
That's how I was
it's
born
hard. It's hard to talk about this and watch it with, because I just want to watch it, because I enjoy the performance and the scenes so much, which I guess is a compliment to both Elizabeth and Master Luke for both of their performances in this. It just works so well.
So why are you here and not with the Empire?
Who would I go to? No one who's left knew me. Not as the Emperor's hand. There was nowhere for me to go after Endor.
And so you linked up with Card.
Eventually. I worked hard to get where I am, Skywalker, and you're not going to ruin it for me. Not this time.
I don't want to ruin anything for you. All I want is to get back to the New Republic.
And I want the old Empire back. But we don't always get what we want, do we?
No. We don't.
And that was the end of 26. Given that the chat went quiet for all of that as well, I think you all enjoyed it just as much as I did. I think unless someone's with you, getting a scene commentary may be difficult. Maybe. I've been doing a pretty good job on it before. It's just sometimes you get a scene like this where you get so absorbed watching it, you forget that you're supposed to talk about it at the same time. And from a technical point of view, there isn't really much I could say about it that I haven't said before. I mean, I did the motion capture for both characters. What I did is I listened to I put together a rough version with the dialogue for both of them, so I could listen to that as I performed each one. The fight was fun, getting to fight mid-air, because obviously I didn't have a real Vornska to act with. Is this the first time you watched it in its final form? Nope. I watched it all the way through when I was editing it. Before I uploaded it, I watched it again to make sure it was right. Then I did the premiere event for its release, and I watched it then. And I watched it another time as well. So I've seen it before. It's just yeah. It was nice to do some lightsabers action as well. There's not a lot of it in there to the Empire. So it was fun to get to do that. It's just that good. Exactly. Exactly that. And of course that Master Luke, that is part of you're part of that, so why it's so good. So thank you for your part in this. And you and Elizabeth sound so good with the dialogue facing off against each other, and yet you recorded both of your dialogue completely separate from each other. But I feel like you both embody the characters in a way that it just works naturally once you put the two characters together and the two sets of dialogue together. To be honest, any time lightsabers crosses in the last command. Yeah, that's true. They lightsaber duels, I imagine, are not the most exciting thing to write about, especially when you only had the original trilogy lightsaber duels to go by, which they were fun to watch, but not necessarily the most it's kind of hard to describe them, I would imagine. That's going to be a difficult scene. Yeah, I did motion capture for a 3-way lightsaber duel in my other fan film, Star Wars Imperials, which you can find here on the channel. I did it. Started the first 30 seconds or so. I had two friends perform the motion capture. But we ran out of time, and then it was just easier for me to do it. And I say easier, it wasn't, because I had to memorize 3 sets of lightsaber movements, and then act out each one in turn, and make sure the timing was right so that it would work. So I'm glad this time it's only a 2-way lightsaber duel. I know lightsabers change hands throughout it, but it's still only 2 people at once fighting. George Lucas, there's a lot of cheating in there, a lot of they fight. Yeah. But of course, animating it, I have to take they fight and make it more interesting. I am looking forward to that lightsaber duel though. It's a long way off, but it will be fun. Do you use a prop lightsaber for the choreography? Not for this scene, but when I was doing that 3-way lightsaber duel, it was a cheap plastic lightsaber. It has to be a plastic one because the motion capture suit uses magnets. So if I had a metal one or one with electronics, that would interfere with the magnets in the hand's senses. So it's just a cheap plastic lightsaber, and that's good because it's light in it. The blades are shorter, so I can swing them around without worrying about hitting the walls or furniture, because I am doing this in my living room. In lightsaber 3, lightsaber. Oh yes, of course, Leia's got one as well, hasn't she? Cyber and lightning. I do not envy you trying to work that out. Yeah, it'll be a fun challenge. But yeah. I will figure it out once I get to that point. I have to read it again. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night for the stream there, because it is my birthday this week, so I'm going to go and see The Creator tomorrow. I don't want to be too tired to enjoy it. I think you got some time before then. Yeah, I do. I haven't even finished Heir to the Empire yet. I've still got 5 more to go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing The Creator tomorrow, but I don't want to be too tired for it, so I think it's time to wrap up the stream. It is your stream for an hour anyway, and it's only about 10 minutes shorter than usual. Happy birthday. Well, thank you, Floopy. It's not till Wednesday, but I do appreciate it. So yeah, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for... It's Wednesday. Thank you all for sticking through the technical issues between 25 and 26. And I will see you all next time. Happy birthday, man. I'm not going to try and pronounce that, but thank you, Showa. Have fun seeing The Creator. I'm going to see it this weekend. Well, I hope you enjoy it too. No, it's not. It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday now, but my birthday's Wednesday. Yeah, see you all next time, and may the throne be with you, and thank you all for the birthday wishes. Take care, and good night.